My name is Gloria. I'm the face behind Allure as Alchemy. You're watching my new vlog series, Who's That Girl? So I'm a blogger, a mystic, and I explore love, life, soul's magic, human potential in our human experience in this mortal world, the world beyond, and the great divine. So I mentioned in the previous episode about process of divination, personal process. Of course, this series is about me, right? So I'm going to talk about my process. And I have a podcast series if you're interested. I'll put the link below. It's about spirituality, the purpose of spirituality, and at what point do for those who are interested, how do you get into what form of spiritual practices? That is pretty comprehensive the way that I share it. So I'll direct you to that podcast. You can go and have a listen, and also share about a little bit of my background in my spiritual background as well. So in this episode, as per last cliffhanger, and I want to talk about communicating with spirits, angelic beings. When I first come into contact, or rather the angelic being contact me, come into my contact, not that I go in contact, but he came to me. I remember during those time, it's not, first and foremost, it is not a human language. Okay, I just wanted to put it clearly first. But I just knew that because my strongest psychic ability is knowing. I know that there is a communication. It's trying to communicate with me. It's difficult for me to explain in words because it wasn't in words, but I just knew. So I have to went through various confirmation, as I said in the previous episode, in order to know that what I knew was true. I'm not imagining things. But in the process, while I was doing those research and everything, I look up so many, I read up so many, and I look up so many YouTube videos. And a lot of these tarot readers, oracle readers, or whatever, they all talk about, or even all this channeler, they all talk about different things about speaking with spirit. Do I find one video that tell me how does it sound like? No, no. I don't know why. Is it a trade secret or what? Why everybody is so secretive about it? I did eventually find one after pouring through so many hours of video. I did find one. Um, unfortunately, I can't remember who said it. But I remember it's a she. I can't remember who said it, but she did give a glimpse of what it sounds like. And it was only in 2 sentences, 1 or 2 sentences. I thought I have to play back to make sure I got it right. And later on, I was I met a starseed friend online. He's pure starseed. I mean that in a young age he already knew he was, and he already has a team of light working with him, and highly psychic. So he confirmed with me. Um, in a way, it's more like he interrogated me. His style of communication is he interrogate me. Then after that, made me feel he scrutinized me. But at least I passed through. That I'm validated by him. That I'm genuine. I'm not. It's not imagination. It's not whatever. It's true. It's real. My experiences are real. And that confirms. So I only got 2 confirmation. So I thought that it's only fair that what I know I share with you, because I'm sure those of you who suddenly come into contact with all these divine beings or other spirits trying to talk to you, and you don't know whether is that your imagination or not. So how do they sound like? Right? They can sound like yourself. They can sound like somebody else that you know, or they can sound like somebody else that you don't know. So it can be any form. It can be any form. But usually my understanding, my knowing, of course, everybody is different. Huh? Everybody, because our soul's evolution is different. But usually, the first contact and first few contact, because you haven't fine tuned, it's a radio channel. You need to fine tune. Even when I got in contact with my, okay, I give you an example. I give my contact with my first angel being. I have to find. I went through quite a long. I think eventually it took me about 4, or even 5 months. I can't remember. I lost count to eventually find the right frequency. I call it frequency, but it's actually to that I can so able to communicate with him like human, like this, human language, like as you talk to friend. But before that, it's more telepathy, if you like. You kind of know, but it doesn't. You may hear an odd word here and there, you may hear certain sentences here and there, but usually it's unclear unless they are your ancestral, uh, your ancestor, people, your past on loved one, because they they know you, isn't it? They are part of the human. They were human before, but a lot of the angelic beings, spirit, they haven't been human for a while, right? So they're totally different frequency, and but usually those that can speak quite in sentences and all this, if you come in contact or you channel or they are your past on loved one, or ancestor. But other than that, usually for me, okay, everybody's experience is different, as I say. For me, it takes me a while to fine tune, and once I able to get a feel already, right, it's quite easy. It's almost like you know what dial. Really, if you think from the perspective of using a radio, you already know. Oh, okay, it's 98.7 something something. Yeah, you can kind of just tune in the radio. So in terms of the communication, the interesting bit is when you reach this stage that you can just converse like in human language. It's fun. You know, each of them, they have a character. As you come to know them, they have a character, and it's very memorable. Uh, or some of them a bit. It depends. Like maybe if I can share one of my ancestors. Uh, it's fun. It's fun, but can be bad tempered. Right. So each of them, they have their own character that you can pick up on and learn about. And they are all here to help us basically. There's a purpose for each of them to be here. And as you become more evolved, you sometimes even forget the human language. Right? There are times that my communication, because there are people around, so I don't talk a lot, right? When you start just like talking in language in your head, eventually it becomes click, as it encrypted. So it's almost like if you have 1,000, imagine if you write 1,000 words passage, right? When you do a quick reading, you pick up certain words, but you kind of can guess the meaning of it, right? It is that, yeah. So when you communicate with whoever, it's very clear. You don't. It's not like a human language got the is, he is, what. No, it's just certain words. You just know, and the speed of it can be very quick. That's why when you watch certain of this kind of tarot reading online, you can hear sometimes the tarot reader say slow down. When the channeling, it can go really quick, and you can catch up. But because you're working with other people's information for the tarot readers and all this, that's why they have to be clear. They have to ask to slow down. But when something is for your own, yeah, it's interesting. It's fun. These are the spiritual beings or the angelic beings, the divine beings that you work with. Okay, it's not the same if there's other beings that is not supposed to have access to you, but they have access to you. Those you have to be discerning, because each of us, our energetic field is different. Whether in your blueprint, right, do you actually can accommodate their energy or not? Not every one of us can deal with beings that has no bond with us. Not every one of us can deal with beings from other realms. Not every one of us can deal with beings of underworld, especially. Like I work with divine beings, right, of all faith. My main area is that can I work with the underworld beings? I can if I am asked to. Usually it's involved mediation. If there's mediation involved, I will get involved if I'm required. But in other areas, yeah, just chit chatting. Of course, you can chit chat, but no, we try not to, because it's different. Different. Each of us have our own territory, and our energy. Can we cope with it or not? That's a different story altogether. Which means A lot of us like to experiment. Okay, those who are, you may like the darker side of things. You have to be discerning. You have to be careful. You may think that it is fun, unless you're in your bloodline, in your ancestry, you're, it's part and parcel of it. That you already have a familiar bond with them. It's a different thing. But if you're just somebody that, because your peer, your friend like it, or you just want to rebel, you want to go and deal with it. It's what they say, like, be careful what you ask for. Because why these are, especially the wanderings, right? They're ungoverned. Right? They don't play by the rules. So when you do, it's all transactional. When you do anything that's transactional, when is enough? So you have to, especially if you're a novice. There are those, as I say, that because of the bloodline already, they're practicing priests and priestesses. They have a certain way of establishing understanding with them, or a certain control, depending on how they operate. But if you're just somebody that you just like to experiment, go to abandoned houses and everything, your protection is one thing, but they are there for a reason. Don't disturb. You don't want them to disturb you, you don't disturb them. It's a different story if they come into your house. No, then you can ask them to go. That is a different episode altogether. Of course, I mean, but the idea is respect. Just like all these underworld, if those who have a certain set rules, they respect the law. But there are those who are wanderers and uh, uh, you know demonic forces. They don't go by. They don't play our rules. So those are the ones you have to be mindful. Because once you get entrapped in it, it's difficult to untangle it. Then you have to seek somebody else, and there's no guarantee. So my point is, your soul will naturally guide you, right? What feels right, what feels uncomfortable. You know, don't just because that you think that's trendy, that's against, that's being anarchy. Uh, then you're just thinking from a very, it's a teenager, isn't it? If you're no longer a teenager, you shouldn't be thinking like a teenager. Mm? Everything here is to coexist. The the world is about love. It's about coexisting. That's how Mother Nature operates. They coexist on what? Respect. Respecting each species. Animal kingdom as well. Yeah, may think there's eating and everything, right? It's how it's set in that space. You know. Each of them has a purpose. If you look at it from their point of view. Same for us. So that's basically, I explain it in a very simple manner. Of course, there are other very, very experienced medium and channelers and psychic. You can always go and check out their website, their books, their programs. For me, it's just in general based on my personal experience. Um, and that's it. Nothing, nothing, nothing secretive. So I don't know why that time I trying to find the video, it's very difficult for people to answer the question. Even when sometimes they will bait you with those questions in the description or something like that. Then you watch the video, still nothing being talked about. So I'm not too sure why. So but yeah. So thanks for watching. And I hope you join me for the next episode. If you want to have questions and like me to explore, just drop into the comments box. And then I'll try to, anything that I think is possible for me to answer. All right. Thank you. That's all for now. Bye.